everyone, so I am back with another video, and this is actually a collab video with Fearless Famine. And yeah, we're going to be getting into this tutorial for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. We are actually going to be using our Naked3 palettes to do this tutorial for you guys, and I'm going to be showing you how to get the eye look that I'm wearing right now, and she's also going to be showing you a look as well. I will have all of her information linked down below, so you guys make sure you go to her channel and check her out and subscribe. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and my daughter's in the room, so I'm going to try to overtalk her, but if she gets too loud, I'll try to remove her from the room. Okay, so we're going to be using the Urban Decay Naked3 palette, and my lighting is really off today, but hopefully it's okay, enough for you guys to see me. Okay, so the first color that we're going to be using is, we're actually going to be using the color Limit, which is this pretty color right here. And we're just going to be using that basically for a transitioning color. And I'm going to be using my Sigma E25 blending brush. And so I'm just going to use that color directly into where you would, basically the crease or the area that you would want to transition. So just get that in there. And I've already primed my eyelids, guys. And I've done my brows already. So we're just really putting that in there just to warm up that crease a little bit with this really pretty pink color. And I take it all the way into that inner corner. The next color I'm going to be using is the color Liar, which is this one right here, which is another really pretty color. And I'm just going to be using this color with my finger. So I'm going to dip into Liar with my finger, and I'm just going to place this all over my lid. And I'm going to blend it out just a little bit with my finger, so that it just gives it basically just a nice wash of color. And my battery's getting ready to die, so hold on. Okay, so like I said, we put the shade Liar, and we put that basically all over the lid. I'm just using your finger. The next color I'm going to go into is actually the color Dark Side, and I'm just going to be taking an angled brush. This is one by e.l.f., and I'm just going to use this little angled one here, and I'm going to go into Dark Side, and I'm almost going to wing this out. So I'm going to go to the outermost part of my eye, and I'm just going to kind of place it there as if I was making a wing. And then from that point, I'm just going to drag the color inward. So it basically looks like we've just made a cat eye effect. And you can go back in and get some more just to, if you want to deepen it. Okay, so once we've got that on there pretty well, and it does not have to be perfect, guys, not yet anyway, because we are going to go back and we're really going to blend this color together. I'm also going to take another little crease brush, and I'm just going to take this one. This is the Sigma E36. I'm going to just take this brush here. I'm going to go back into Dark Side, and I'm just going to bring it in a little bit more. This brush gives you a little bit more precision, and this is from the Performance line that Sigma came out with, and I just like this one because it just gives you a little more precision as to how far you can bring your colors in. And I don't go any further than right here because you don't want it to be too outrageous. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back again with the Sigma E35 blending brush, and this time I'm going to be taking the color Nooner, which is this color right here. And with the color Nooner, I'm going to use that one to just soften the dark side that I put down. So just a little bit above it, and we're going to begin to blend all that together. So it should look like that. Next, we're going to just take a really small brush, and we're actually going to just be taking, this is the Sigma, this is the inner corner shader, and I'm just going to take this and I'm actually going to go into this color Dust, which is the one that normally has a lot of fallout in this palette, but I'm just going to go and use that color Dust. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of that into the inner corner of my eye. And this color will give you a lot of fallout, so just be careful with that, and that's why I use the shader, and I also tapped it off a little bit. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this color Trick right here, and I'm just going to take this beautiful kind of golden color, and we're just going to place this right on the ball of the eye. So I'm using my finger, and I'm just going to get this and I'm just going to place it right on the ball of the eye. And this just basically gives you more of a luminous effect right to the center of your eye. Okay, so now we're going to work on our bottom lash line, and for this I'm also going to use another Sigma brush. This is the smudge brush. This is the E21. Guys, all the brushes that I'm using are by Sigma today. Well, most of them anyway. I'm not being sponsored by Sigma in any way, but I do have a discount code listed for you guys down below if you're interested in the brushes that I have. You can save 10% off of your purchase. And you also get a free gift. So Sigma brushes are really, really good brushes, and they last forever. I've had brushes to last, gosh, I think ever since I started my beauty channel, which was over 2 years ago. And the brushes are still in excellent condition, and I clean my brushes and I have no problems with them. You don't get a lot of shedding or anything. But anyway, we're going to take the color Black Heart. I think I already showed you guys this, but we're just going to take this color Black Heart, which is the darkest color in the palette, and we're going to take this E21 shader smudge brush, and we're just going to get that on here. I'm going to tap off any excess that I might get, and we're just going to place this along the lower lash line. Okay, like that, and I kind of just bring it up just a little bit so it all looks like it's tied together. And then the next thing we're going to do, hopefully I didn't put my color back, I'm actually going to take a brown liner. This is Mally. This is her waterproof eyeliner. You don't have to use this one, this is the one I chose to use. But I'm going to actually take this and I'm just going to basically line my waterline and lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back here a little bit on this outside corner. I'm just going to blend just a little bit more here. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be taking the color Burnout, which is this really pretty color here. And I'm going to take this color and I'm just going to use it with a shader brush. Not one that's too dense, but just a nice little shader brush. This is by Real Technique. And I'm just going to use this color Burnout, and I'm going to do this as a brow bone highlight. So right underneath the brow. Okay, perfect. And so right now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take again this blending E36 brush, going back into dark side, and I'm just going to darken it a little bit because this side looks a little bit darker near that outside area. So that's what we're going to take this and do. We're just going to darken it just a little bit. Okay, perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my lash, I'm going to line my upper line, which I can't do on camera for some reason, and I'm going to apply mascara, and then we're going to get into the rest of the tutorial. Okay guys, so I've pretty much finished up the eyes, as you guys can see. I love this look. It's just so appropriate for every day. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start doing the rest of my face. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques stippling brush, and I'm also going to be using my Marc Jacobs Genius Gel foundation, and I have a review on that, and I will link that video down below. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. I have really dry skin, so I've already went ahead and moisturized just to keep the video kind of short, hopefully. So anyway, going to just dip that in here, and I'm just going to start applying that all over my face. Got a little buddy that decided that he wanted to kick it with me this week, so but he is on his way out. So there we go, and I just stipple it all over, and then I start with blending it out. And I do take it a little bit underneath my eyes, even though I am going to go back and conceal. So I just like to basically get an even kind of application. With this. Okay, so hopefully I blended that in really well. It looks good to me. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start concealing, and I use my Beauty Blender sponge for concealing. So the first thing I do is I just basically pick up a little bit of the product. I'm using the MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer in NC42, and I just place this underneath my eyes like that, and I begin to blend it into the skin to lighting up that area. Because I'm prone to have dark circles. So that's the reason why I have a little bit of darkness underneath my eyes. And so that's why I use the concealer, just to get rid of that. Because I hate to look like I haven't had any rest. And so this will definitely help with that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I actually have another highlighter that I'm going to use for the rest of my face, because I don't tend to use the same one. I'm actually going to use the MAC. This is the Prep and Prime highlighter. This is in Bright Forecast. So I'm just going to roll a little bit of that up. I'm going to highlight here. I'm going to take a little bit lower than where I originally had the Pro Long Wear, and just bring it up a little bit. And I tend to do it right down the center of the nose as well, and just a little bit on that Cupid's bow area. And you can use a beauty blender, you can use a brush. I'm just going to continue using the beauty blender to just blend that right on into the skin. And it just gives like a nice kind of dewy looking effect to the skin. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start contouring my face. And for contour, I like using the Lorac Tantalizer. I was about to say the Lorac Pro. I'm just going to be taking my Sigma. This is the Expert Face Brush. And I'm going to just use this brush, pick up some of the product. And I'm going to start with it looks a little heavy, but it'll blend out, so it'll be okay. And just get the temples. And just kind of bring it down a little bit. And then I take the Real Technique contour brush, and I begin to contour it out. So just kind of blend it out a little bit more. Make it look a little natural. Somewhat natural anyway, right? And I'm really not too worried about zits. When I do my makeup, I don't go crazy on if I have zits or whatever on my face, because that's just a part of life. To me anyway, I think so. So if you have a zit, I really don't do a whole lot to cover it up. I'm going to contour my nose a little bit using the same thing. So I really don't understand why people get so bent out of shape when they have a little zit. If you want to put something on it, then go ahead by all means. But to me, it's just a little zit. It's not going to hurt anything. And it just goes to show that you don't want to really cover up everything. Because I would hate to look cake face. And that's like my biggest fear, is having cake face. Especially with dry skin, because it will show absolutely everything. Okay, so if I did want to conceal it, I would just take a concealer brush, something like this. Take a little concealer brush like this, and I'm actually going to be using, what color is this? The NW40. And I'm just going to put a little bit over it because it's so pink. Just to get rid of some of that pink that's in it. Or some of the redness. So just get a little bit of that on there. And guys, you see how well this blends with my skin. And then I'll just take the Beauty Blender and kind of just make sure it just kind of blends a little bit easier. It's because I'm really not worried about it being there. It doesn't really affect me in anything I do, so why get all upset about it? Okay, so I pretty much blended out all those areas. Let me just go back over them. Okay, so for highlighter, let's set the under eye concealer next. So I'm going to be using my ambient palette. No, not ambient palette, but I'm going to be using my ambient powder in diffused light. This is one that I just got. And I'm just going to run that underneath there. Okay, to set that under eye concealer. And then I'm going to actually be using my Hourglass palette, the ambient palette, and I'm actually going to take the color, which one is this one? Incandescent Light, which is the limited edition one, and I'm going to be using this right down the bridge of my nose. Everywhere I went ahead and highlight it, I'm going to just go back and add some powder there. So, there we have that. Then for blush, I'm kind of doing something a little peachy, so I'm going to use Cream Soda. This is also by MAC. This was limited edition. It actually came out as a collection. I don't know if it's limited edition or not. I should rephrase that. So just put a little bit of that on the apples of the cheek. Really pretty color. You can almost barely tell it's there. Okay. And for the lips, I think I'm just going to go with a nude gloss. So I'm going to be using the color Tiramisu. And that's pretty much everything. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and the eye look. Don't forget to go to my girl Fearless channel and subscribe to her. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye.